Hello, my dear boys and girls. The topic that I have taken up today is phonetic transcription, the basics. I am Sanjay Chawla from Kota. This topic is particularly important for those who are studying this topic for the first time because it is dealing with the basics of this topic. So, this will be in two parts. So, today we are taking up the first part. Now, what do you mean by phonetic transcription? What is the significance of it? Why do we need this topic? This we'll understand. Now, first of all, let us compare it with Hindi. Unlike Hindi, there is no one-to-one correspondence between spellings and sound in English. This is the major difference between our language, that is Hindi, and English. In Hindi, we write as we speak, no difference. From the letters, from the alphabets of Hindi, we can make out how they are to be pronounced. But this does not happen in English. In English, there are 26 letters of the alphabet. This you all know. And these letters represent 44 sounds. Look at this. The number of sounds is much more than the letters in English. So these 44 sounds are in the received pronunciation of England, that is RP. This is the standard English that we know. Every language has its standard form. So this is the thing that we are going to study because it is the standard language. Now let us talk something about spelling and pronunciation. Students, keep in mind this word is pronunciation, not pronunciation. Don't say pronunciation, it's pronunciation. Now, a letter of the English alphabet may stand for different sounds. And as I told you, in Hindi, one letter represents one sound. But here in English, the alphabets one alphabet may stand for different sounds. Look at these examples. Or a given sound may be represented by different letters. So, for examples, you see the use of U in these words. Cut. The U is giving a sound. Cut. Put. Now U is giving oo sound. Rude. The longer oo. Minute. E sound. Berry. A sound. University. U sound. Now, in all these words, U has been used, but it stands for different sounds. This is a problem. Again, similarly, OUGH in all these words are pronounced differently. Now, we have given a collection of some words which carry the spelling OUGH. But this part of the word will be pronounced differently in all these words. Look at these words. Bow, ow sound. Cough, off sound. Dough, through, and thorough. Can you see that? Similarly, k sound is represented differently in the words given here. Now, kit, represented by k sound, k. Rock, this word C and K carries the sound K together. Cut, only one C will represent K sound. Acclaim, one C followed by another C, but the sound is one, K sound. Chemistry, CH becomes K. And queen is again K. And only one vowel sound is represented by different vowel letters in these words. Now, here are some examples which have different vowel letters, but the sound is the same in all these. Look at these words. Field, I and E. Greed, EE. Key, E and Y have one sound, E. Machine, I. People, E and O represents E sound, people. Receive, again E and I, E sound. Sweet, U and I, E sound. These, E. And treat, E and A will represent this sound, E sound. So you can see different letters representing only one sound. Now, sometimes what happens, a pair of words may be spelt differently, but the two words may have the same pronunciation. Look at this pair of words. Spelling is different, even the meaning is different, but the pronunciation is the same. Look at these examples. Seen and seen. You will pronounce in the same way. The spelling is different. From the context, you will be able to know what it means. Here and here. Here, here. Pain, pain. Window pane, that is. Sight and sight. Two and two. So these are pair of words. Spelling is different. Two words very different, but the pronunciation is the same. Again, the English alphabet Q always represents two consonant sounds. This is a major problem. Q represents K and W. Qua. These together two sounds are represented by Q alphabet. Look at these words. Quality, quarter, queen, quench, question, quilt, square, squash, and squirrel. Moreover, one English alphabet, X, may represent two sounds. Sometimes it represents K and S. Look at these words. Excellent, A, K, and then S. Excellent. Exclusive, excursion, excuse, exercise, exhibition. While in some words, it may represent G and S. X, spelling of X represents G and S. Look at these words. Exact. It is not exact, it's exact. E and G, then S. Examine, not examine, examine. Example, not example. Exertion, not exertion. So these are G and S sounds represented by X, the spelling X. So now, how do we solve this problem? We have taken these IPA symbols. A learner of spoken English cannot be sure of how to pronounce a word since there is no one-to-one correspondence between the sounds and the letters of the alphabet. So from the spellings, you cannot make out how this word is to be pronounced. So to overcome this problem, a need had been felt to evolve an alphabet in which words of any language could be written unambiguously, that is clearly. One such alphabet is the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. It was devised by International Phonetic Association. Now, what is this IPA? It is based primarily on the 26 Roman alphabet that we all know, with some additional symbols modified from the existing symbols and some others borrowed from the Greek alphabet. This we are going to study right now. So what are these alphabets which make up this IPA? So this IPA helps us to recognize the sound represented by a particular word. So this is the thing we are going to learn with examples. Now the policy that we'll follow is one sound, one symbol. As we studied some time back, that the sounds of alphabet may be represented differently. But when we look at these IPA symbols, one sound will be represented by only one symbol. Now look at this word. The letters CH in words like, now look at the spellings of these words. School has CH, character has CH, machine has CH and church also has CH. But will have different symbols because this CH is representing different sounds in all these words. Well, let me repeat: school, k sound; character, machine, church. The English words sent and can't both begin with the letter C, but it is pronounced differently. One is representing S sound and the other K sound. If different spellings represent the same sound in different words, then the sound will be represented by the same phonetic symbol. Got it? If the phonetic symbol is the same, it means this is the way it will be pronounced. Now, what are the basic sounds in the English language? These are the sounds with examples: peer, beer, tear, deer, gear, fear, wear, shear, hear, leer, rear, mere, near, word, yet, cheer, jeer, base, base, bathe, beige, bake, wrath, and wrong. The sounds are p, b, t, d likewise. These distinctive sounds, which are 24, you can count them. These are 24 sounds. They are all distinctive, separate from each other, are called consonants. So these are the consonants in English. These number 24. The distinctive vowel sounds numbering 20 are feel, fill, fell, fall, full, fool, fail, foal, file, foul, foil, cat, cot, cut, curt, cart, tear, tear, tour. Now we'll study these phonetic symbols separately with examples. Number one is E sound. Look at the way we represent these phonetic symbols. They are written within these parallel bars, and the symbol in between is the phonetic symbol. Now you have to learn these sounds represented by these symbols. This E represents E sound. This is very much similar to the Hindi E, the longer E, dirgh, feet and beat. Second one is E, the smaller E, kit and bit. Third, A sound. The letter is E, but it represents A sound, net, set. The fourth one is A. Now mind it, this A sound is not there in Hindi. This you have to articulate. When you speak this sound, your lower jaw will go lower down. A, rat, sat. I think you would like to repeat with me after that. Rat, sat. Fifth one, A sound. Very easy for you because it is there in Hindi. Card, hard. Sixth one is O sound. Want, dog. Seventh one is the longer O. Fought, stall. Eighth one, U sound. Hook, book. Ninth is longer U. Shoot, boot. 10th one is A sound. Now in Hindi we have only one A, but here we have three A's. This one is cup, brush, very flat sort of A. But you can note the difference in the 11th one. This is again A sound, but when you articulate this A sound, you will feel that there is a sort of smile on your face. Curd. Your lips will spread while articulating this A sound. Curd, bird. This was not happening in the previous case. Cup, brush, it was not there. But here, curd and bird. And the 12th one is very short, doctor, heater. है ना? The last r sound is not pronounced, so it ends with the sound, that is very soft. Doctor, heater. Now here we have some diphthongs. So what are diphthongs? Let us know the basic thing. Diphthongs are two successive vowels, one vowel followed by another vowel. These are called diphthongs. We can also call them vowel glides. We'll feel a sort of glide in your mouth when you articulate these diphthongs. ठीक है? In Hindi, it does not happen. In Hindi, what we tend to do is we join these two vowel sounds. है ना? We make a sort of sandhi in Hindi, dirgh sandhi that you call. But in English, there is no sandhi. We articulate both the vowel sounds successively, although the first one is a big prominent and the second one is less prominent. So look at this word. First one, A. A is followed by E. Now what we tend to do is we say play. It is not play, it's play. Feel a sort of glide in your mouth. Play. It begins with A sound and ends with E sound. Play. Same case with the word train. A and E. Second example, A and E. Mine. M-I-N-E will be pronounced mine. The second example is Y. Y. In the spelling you have H, but there is no H sound in this. W is followed by A and E. Don't say Y, it's Y. Third one is Oi. Boy. Don't say boy. There is no Y sound in this. It is only B followed by the diphthong O and E. Boy. Point. Next one, fourth one, is A and U. Go. Don't say go. Go followed by O. It is not O. It's a diphthong. Go. A and U. Code. Fifth one, A and U. Cow. Not cow. It's cow. A and U. Same cases with house. Sixth one. Sixth one is E and A. Tear and fear. Seventh one, A and A. Fair. Wear. Eighth one, U and A. Poor. And the last one is tour. Don't say tour or tour. It's tour. T, U and A. Tour. Now the phonetic symbols for the consonants. First one is P sound, pan. Second, T, tan. It's a color. Third one is K, can, cot. Fourth, B, beer, bought. Fifth, G, gear. Sixth one is represented by T and that integration symbol that you have studied in mathematics. This will represent ch sound. Chain, church, church. Seventh one is D and this smaller Z. This represents Z sound. Jane. Eighth one is D and R, dr. This we have in Hindi also, drum and all. Then drain. Ninth, F sound. F. Fought. 10th one is theta representing th sound. Thought. 11th, s sound. Sow. Sewing machine you have. Sow, that is sow verb. 12th one is integration sound represents sh. Sh we have in Hindi. Show. 13th, v sound. Remember this thing, this v is there in Hindi also. But in English, we have two V's. So keep in mind that this V is labiodental. Now, what is labiodental? In Hindi, you call it dantosht. The lower lip will touch the upper teeth and then you articulate this v sound. Wine, wine. 14th is the symbol, it represents the sound, thine. 15th, z sound, Caesar. And 16th is j, seizure. Can you note the difference between the 15th and 16th symbols? Z and j. The 16th one has a bit of vibration in that. If you touch your throat like that when you articulate this 16th one, you will feel a sort of vibration. Seizure, seizure. This sound is again not there in Hindi, so it is difficult to pronounce for us. So let us practice this. Seizure. And this 15th one once again, Caesar, without vibration. Z sound. And this one is vibrating. 17th is her, how. 18th is ma, some. 19th is na, sun. 20th, look at this 20th word. This nita symbol, sung. Don't say sung, g sound, g is not there. Sung. This is nasal sound. From your nose, the air will come out. Sung. 21, la sound, light. 22 is r, right. 23 is j. Now remember, j represents year sound. Yet. And 24th is w. Note the difference between 13th and 24. In 13th, I told you v is labiodental. Your lower lip touches the upper teeth, wine. But this 24th one is bilabial. Bilabial means both the lips will be used to articulate this sound. First, you will round your lips, just as you when you say oo sound. In this way, you have to round your lips and then say w. Wet, wet. This is w sound, w sound. Now here ends the part 1, because it was in only the basic things that we have studied. So in the next session, we shall practice pronunciation with some words and know more about phonetic transitions, some more details about it. So thank you for today. Goodbye.